Just I wanted to share my feelings and views to encourage you to give few words of advice before you go to your final NEET exam. Recently, I have been doing this grand test paper work and sending my discussions without my appearance on the screen. So, because now it is the final stage, tomorrow I think maybe the final exam. So after that we are going to write your final NEET exam. That's why I wanted to share my views. First of all, I wish you grand success in your efforts, which are lasting for the over last 2 years, and for Siddharth and other students, maybe the third year. So they are sure to get success. I wish them, and my heartfelt blessings to all of you for doing the best in your forthcoming NEET exam. So many times I suggested in the class that when you start attempting your NEET exam, enter the mind with a cool mind. Don't let it to get excited. That is very, very important. The cool mind will do wonders. Whatever things which you might have practiced few days back or few months back, there is every chance for your mind to respond on reading a particular question in the final NEET exam on the spot. That possibility is there if your mind is cool and quiet. I mean the ground state. If you get excited thinking of many things and keeping certain fears in the mind, having some reservations, then whatever you know also maybe sometimes may not come into the surface. Your mind may not prompt you to answer the questions which are very well known to you if the mind get excited. So first and foremost thing for every one of you to keep your mind cool. Don't get tensed. Second thing, get adapted to the new style of conduction of the exam in the prevailing COVID conditions. Don't get any tension. JEE students have successfully attempted it. Almost 5-6 days JEE exam went on. No student suffered anything. Comfortably, first few minutes they had little reservations. But after seeing the students on the first day, from second onwards, students have no fear. They were very comfortable. They got adapted to the present COVID scenario and could do the best in their attempts. All those who prepared very well. So, get adapted to the new scenario of COVID. Keep your health good and keep your mind cool. Have a safe and comfortable exam. Take all the precautions. Enter the examination hall well in time. Feel comfort of your seat. Don't get tensed. And then once you get adapted to the new system in the changed conditions of COVID, then mind won't get any tension and definitely it prompts you to do the best. Third thing, many times I have been telling in the class, don't get stuck to any subject once you begin the exam. Whatever subject you start doing first. I don't mind and I don't say you do with physics or you do with chemistry or you do with biology. No, whatever choice you have in your mind, whatever the subject you feel confident to begin with, start that subject. It's alright. But don't get stuck with it. What all questions you have been getting, what all questions your mind is responding positively, keep doing them. Don't get stuck with any subject. Don't get stuck with any question. In the first 2 hours, you should make it a point that at least you should answer 120 questions. In the last 120 questions, I mean in all the 4 subjects, botany, zoology, physics, chemistry. Whatever you know, say for example, botany, zoology together, 70 questions you are able to answer. Physics you could answer only 25 and chemistry you could answer only 30. Don't worry and don't feel tensed. In the first 2 hours, you do this task. Then the last 1 hour, decide your priorities. You will be knowing once you start doing the paper. If you feel that biology you can do little more questions, you do the biology, spare around 20-25 minutes to it. Then you may be good, you may be feeling good with chemistry for leftover questions. Yeah, already you have done 30, another 8-10 questions you can do in chemistry. Then another 10-15 minutes, definitely you can do 5 to 6 more questions. So there you are sure to cross 540 or 560 score, which is a very comfortable score this year I feel to get into medical colleges. So this is the third point which I am going to insist. I have been telling you in the class. Once again I am just reminding. Next, fourth point regarding the physics. Many times I said those who are having little discomfort with certain topics, don't worry now. Whatever you are confident, whatever topics with which you are confident, just practice them more and more. Many times you keep doing standard concepts like the relative velocity, projectiles, then friction related questions on inclined planes, and then pseudo force. Next, pulley system you need not stress much with the multiple pulleys, single pulley system with two blocks connect on one side and one block connect on other side. Then work power energy is very important, especially collisions linked with friction and energy with the coefficient of restitution. So take care of it. Then in circular motion, this banking of roads and railway tracks without friction, with friction. Then coming to the rotatory motion, focus more on theorems and moments of inertia and law of conservation of angular momentum plus rolling. Then coming to the gravitation, oscillations, waves, properties of matter, which consists elasticity, surface tension, fluid statics and dynamics. They're all easy, and I sincerely advise from these topics you just revise the questions which were asked in earlier NEET and other medical entrances. That's all enough for this. Then coming to the heat and thermodynamics, you just practice certain questions on specific heat, mixing of 2 or 3 liquids, resultant temperature, specific heats, those related questions. Then resultant temperature on mixing heat and steam, water and steam and ice and water. All these models were done in the class. Many times we discussed in grand tests also. Then thermodynamics, this adiabatic and adiabatic process is very, very important. Work done in adiabatic and isothermal processes, plus focus more on graph related questions. Then in transmission of heat, these thermal conductors in series and parallel combinations, Wein's law, Newton's law of cooling, apart from Stefan's law, Stefan Boltzmann law. Then coming to the optics, yes, sincerely advise you to revise previous NEET and other medical entrance examinations. Then coming to the electrostatics, focus more on Gauss law and its applications. Then capacitor combinations, energy stored in the capacitor. Next, coming to the current electricity, drift speed of the electrons, color code of resistors. Then simple circuits involving the combination of resistors. Don't go for complicated networks. And you focus on infinite ladder network. We did it in the class. We did many models in the class. I told you to remember the method of telling the answer looking at the nature of the circuit also in the class. I don't know how many of you remembered. So, infinite ladder circuits, balanced Wheatstone bridges only. Unbalanced Wheatstone bridges were never asked in the exam. Potentiometer, meter bridge. Potentiometer, meter bridge, you can refer previous NEET questions. Plus color code of carbon resistors. Coming to the magnetism, you have a question related to torque and work on the magnetic dipole. Then Curie's law, Curie-Weiss law. Then intensity of magnetization, susceptibility, relative permeability, like psi is equal to mu r minus 1, mu r is b by mu 0 h. Such models also you can try. Previous, as far as magnetism is concerned, previous NEET and medical entrances questions you can try now in this last minute. Coming to the electromagnetism, you can try questions based on Biot-Savart's law, like the magnetic induction strength at a point. Magnetic induction strength at the center of a circular coil is some p to the power of 3 by 2 times the magnetic induction at a point on the axis passing through the center of the coil and perpendicular to the plane. Such models we did in the class. I gave one direct formula also. So the distance of the point where that field relation is given is given by the formula R into root of P minus 1. We did certain models in the class. Plus solenoid related questions. Then ammeter voltmeter, conversion of moving coil galvanometer to ammeter voltmeter is a very important. In the coming grand test, question is asked based on the conversion of moving coil galvanometer to ammeter voltmeter. And in electromagnetic induction, yes, self and mutual induction, simple concepts. You can try previous NEET exam, NEET and other medical entrance examination questions. Transformer, energy in the inductor, U is equal to half Li square formula is there. Then coming to the AC circuits, mostly LCR series circuit with resonance. Under the condition of resonance only questions are appearing. So try those questions. And eddy currents in transformer also now and then questions are being asked. Coming to the electromagnetic waves, yes, pressure, force and momentum of photons, incident for electromagnetic waves, photons and electromagnetic waves, then pressure, then electric and magnetic field relation linked to speed of light, displacement current. These are the important things from electromagnetic waves. Photoelectric effect, it's very important. I mean dual nature and photoelectric effect. In that, practice as many as questions, around 10-15 questions based on Einstein's photoelectric equation and this de Broglie's formula for wavelength, lambda is equal to h by b is equal to h by root of 2mk is equal to h by root of 2m into qv if a charged particle is accelerated by a voltage. In that we got a relation lambda is equal to 12.24 by root v, that is very important. Then switching over to atoms, mostly Bohr's theory of hydrogen atom, that wave number formula mu bar is equal to 1 by lambda into 1 by lambda is equal to r into 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square. I gave a very big table, I filled the entire board explaining you the different possible spectral series in hydrogen atom, the region in which each series is present, plus the direct wave number formula for the shortest and longest wavelengths in each of the series. Then coming to the nucleus, nuclei, try questions based on radioactive disintegration law and half-life, mean life related questions, decay constant. We did many models on that. Plus power of the nuclear reactor. I told you, I gave the direct formula for the power of a nuclear reactor or the amount of nuclear fuel needed to run the reactor for a day, for hour, for a day, for 1 month, for 1 year also. Direct formula are given to you. Just practice questions based on that, that's enough. Coming to the semiconductor devices, Zener diode is very important. Then half wave, full wave rectifiers, direct formula eta is equal to 0.406 RL by RL plus small r. And if in case of an ideal diode, the percentage efficiency of half wave rectifier is 40.6%. Similarly, for full wave rectifier, it is 0.812 RL by RL plus small r into 100. And in neglecting the resistance of a diode, the percentage is around 81.2%. Those models also you can try. Zener diode is very important. Coming to the transistor, most of the questions are being asked from amplifier, like current amplification factor beta is equal to IC by IB. Voltage gain AV is equal to beta into R0 by Ri, R0 for resistance in the output circuit and Ri for resistance in the input circuit. Similarly, we also tried questions based on power gain of the transistor. It is beta into beta square into R0 by Ri. So you can try those models. And here transistor will work in 3 different regions. I explained with the graph. Rarely you can expect questions based on that. Practice some questions based on transistor oscillator. So this is a overall review of the selected topics which you must focus in the coming 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, before you attempt your final NEET exam. So with this, I want to just conclude with a few important sayings of Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. It's not related to any religion. It is just motivation of a particular person who gets some discouragement before he faces the challenge. So just take it like that. Don't feel that I'm doing something which is different. No, absolutely not. It is just a motivation. Karmanyevadhikaraste mafaleshu kadachana Makatma Falahetu Bhuh Mate Sangostva Karmani. It means right to do the karma, that is action, without claiming the right for its phala, means result. So never expect, never fix any result from your side. Be honest in executing the karma, that is action. The action to be performed by you is to face your final NEET exam with utmost confidence. If you start thinking about the result, will I get into Chennai Medical College or will I get into some other top medical colleges, then the problem comes. So don't think of all those things. Be sincere in your action. Be sincere in your attempt. That's what we mean by think of only karma. Don't think of the result. That leave it to God. Whatever belief you follow, just leave it to God. He will take care of you. But be sincere in your karma. Be sincere in your action. Be honest in your thoughts. Be honest in your decisions. So, without thinking of the result, be sincere in your actions. That's the sloka advocates. Another one, Tasmochastam pramanante karya karya agavstito jnatva sastra vidhanoktam karma kartu mihatasi. Means it also related to your actions only. Execute those actions which are judged as the best. See how beautiful it is. Don't brand it as some religious book. No, absolutely not. Einstein was referring it. Einstein was talking about this book. It says one of the world's treasures of knowledge. So I referred many times in the class. Execute those actions which are judged as the best. So we have chosen the best to become the excellent doctor in your life. It's a wonderful decision. It's a wonderful planning. So to become a doctor, what actions you have to execute? You have been sincerely doing it for the last 2 years or 3 years. So don't lose the spirits. Don't keep up the confidence. Improve your intellectual skills and face the exam with confidence. Take the blessings of your grandparents, parents. Get the wishes of your brothers or sisters and other relatives. Keep your mind cool. Face the exam with utmost confidence and sincerity without thinking of what could be my score if I do these number of questions, etc. etc. Forget all that nonsense. My sincere advice is to focus only on your act to be done on the NEET exam. That is sincere attempt of questions targeting minimum of 150 to 170 or 175. People are getting. So it's not, I'm not just exaggerating. Therefore, keep doing. Definitely, your efforts will take care of your result. So dear all, I once again, on behalf of the team Sowdambika, Secretary and Chairman, I wish you all the best and the success in all your life endeavors, not only in becoming a doctor. It's not your ultimate goal of your life. There are many things to achieve in your life. You should become the best doctor who will be useful to the society in many ways. Now you are saying doctors are the prime heroes in this critical COVID situation. So take care of your health, take care of your mind, take care of your efforts. Automatically, God will take care of you and give you the best. All the best. I wish you all the success. God blesses you. Thank you.